Yeah. It is an immense pleasure and great honor for me to introduce our friend D. Prasanna Kumar, the chairman of the session. And the tax bar is aptly selected as a chairman because he is a present Central Council member and is a member in all the standing councils and also many committees of the institute. Why we have selected the Prasanna Kumar as a chairman? Because he will do lot of search and research for the topic given to him. So we thought it will be a benefit for the members from the Prasanna Kumar, because this is a very remote topic and the unique topic selected by the tax bar. The opportunities in the COVID era. So the speaker is Raghu. He is the best person because he is a very innovative and he is the best person who will give the all inputs from the professional angle. But we wanted to know what opportunities and what is the avenues from the institute side. Mr. Prasanna Kumar is all-rounder in all the areas, right from education, his activities, and in the social life. Why I am telling is, nobody is imagined that Prasanna Kumar is having from a science background. He did his Bachelor of Sciences from the Geology. I reiterate, he did his Bachelor of Sciences from the Geology and fly to the Sociology for the Master of Arts. He has did his Master of Arts in Sociology. I don't know what is his strategy during his education period, but it was a great surprise to everybody, because from the sciences to sociology and then to accountancy. So he is, and not only that, he is a very great sportsman. He is a volleyball player. So he used to manage all the activities and he used to success in every activity. He is qualified as a chartered accountant and became a member of ICAI in 1984. He was the secretary and vice chairman during his student days for the Student Association of Southern India Regional Council. And then after becoming a member, has become a chairman for the Vizag branch, and then step into the ladder of the regional council, and he also held the helm of affairs and is the chairman of the SIRC. Then now he is the Central Council member of ICAI from the Andhra Pradesh. We can say that from both the Telugu states. And Prasanna sir, we want to see you in the helm of affairs of the ICAI, sir, and that we wish from all our tax bar side, we wish that. Presently, he is a vice chairman of committee of members, all standing committees. He is a convener of the Career Counseling Directorate. He is a member of, he is a presiding officer of Board of Discipline. He is a volleyball player and he married to Bharati, who is also a sportswoman, and he is blessed with a son and a daughter. His daughter is in a multinational company and his son is a chartered accountant, and his son is got married with a chartered accountant girl, and his daughter-in-law is also a chartered accountant. So apart from that, in other this thing, he is a general secretary for the AP Triathlon Association. He is a vice president Roller Skating Federation of India, and is also vice president of AP Olympic Association. So with this, I'm presenting our super dynamic and supersonic rocket of ICAI, because he always starts in 100 km speed, his speeches, and he'll reach 160 very soon. So with this, I'm presenting Prasanna to our tax bar members.
Over to the chairman, Mr. Prasanna Kumar.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. We are not able to hear you. Yes.
Ritesh, I'm audible, Ritesh?
Yeah,
Yes, sir. Yes. Yes, sir. Done, sir. Yes.
Look, there's some technical problem. Can I proceed with my presentation?
Yes. Please.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's some problem, some net problem at home. I'm sitting at home. Respected CA Ramdev Butana, the president of Telangana and Andhra Pradesh Taxpayer Association, and CA Rajesh Mittal, the secretary, CA Amrut Kumar, CK Adinarayana, and most respected CK Raghu, honorable past president and speaker in today's session. And my dear friends, participants, good afternoon to all of you. It is my proud privilege today, for the first time, to participate in the event organized by the recent past by the Telangana and Andhra Pradesh Taxpayer Association. Friends, another proud privilege for me today is that there are many occasions where I shared the dais with the honorable past president Raghu Garu in the inaugural session, the valedictory session. This is the first time I got an opportunity to share the dais with him. Where he is the speaker, I also got an opportunity to speak a little about these particular opportunities. The friends, so as I heard from our president, C. Ramdev, I feel that Telangana and Andhra Pradesh taxpayer are more active than some of our branches of the ICAI also. The way they are lined up so many programs with the stalwart speakers drawn from the entire country is a great movement. And without gap, almost every week, sometimes twice a week, they're having a meeting on topics which are relevant to the profession. That is great. It's not a topic for the sake of topic. For the sake of enriching the knowledge of the members, is a great welcome measure. I was very heartily to note about that one. Friends, so the topic today is a very good topic. The growth strategies and the opportunities for professionals post-COVID era, COVID-19 era. The friends, as you know, COVID-19 pandemic is the most unwelcome thing the entire the history of the mankind. In sense, this is the one which has affected the entire human race beyond the boundaries, irrespective of the countries, continents, and the human race, color, creed, and so on and so forth. But at the same time, so it has got certain opportunities also. As you know, the moment the lockdown was announced by the Honorable Prime Minister, by the Minister of Home Affairs, from 23rd of April and the first instance of the 3rd of May, all of us for the first time were confined home. We didn't know we were not in a position to step out of the house. We're all afraid in that situation. And later on, from time to time, the same lockdown situation was extended many times. Thereby, more or less, for more than 60 days, all of us were confined at home. In this particular scenario, literally there was no economic activity in the country. Instead, there was a negative economic growth in the country at that particular point of time. That is the stage where the entire business fraternity of this country and the entrepreneurs in this country and the government and so every professional thought that the economy is a big hit now and we don't know how long this hit is going to continue. And certainly, since our profession and professional opportunities are directly proportional to the economy of this country, economic growth of this country, we thought that is going to have a great impact on the professional chartered accountancy. But friends, as far as chartered accountants are concerned, there is an impact. There's no doubt about that one. But once the crisis is there, I have to talk a little about what is the crisis relevant to chartered accountancy. As you know, as a student, when you wanted to join as a student of chartered accountancy, your parents or some neighbors or friends advise you to join CIM. And once you get 55% of marks or 50%, as the case may be, and getting articles are easy, very easy to join the course. 365 days is open. Anytime you can join the course. Well, join the course. Then later on, when it comes to appearing for examination, there are 2 times, May and November. Come May or November, it is a crisis for us. May attempt results come in July, it is a crisis. January, it is a crisis. Results are announced. I would not know. We were all afraid how to face situation, and failure was also certain for many people. You know that the pass percentage as low as 2 to 3% earlier, now it has come up to 10%, given the talent of the children. So the crisis, the so-called crisis, has started when you were a student itself. And we came over that one. We have, whatever the failure, whatever you have seen, ultimately we became successful and became the member of the great Institute of Chartered of India. The crisis is the one which is inbuilt in the blood of the chartered accountant right from the student days. And when you come to the practice also, every month there's a last date for the GST or income tax, some date or other due date is there. Be it a company audit or tax audit, GST audit, there is a due date is there. As you know, some of the clients, they're prone to come in the last minute the data, and night and day what to see. The client may be sleeping at home, taking rest, but we keep working night and day to see that we meet the deadline in the interest of the members. More so, it is the DNA of the chartered accountants. The service is the motive. Service is first. Whether the client bothers or not, we bother the client. When he may be sleeping there, we are awake into those who are sleeping, the clients who are sleeping also. That is the way we do it, so that crisis management is something not new, post-qualification, and while you are carrying out the practice also. So in this crisis moment, there are some opportunities come out. We saw that, my friends used to call me and tell, Prasanna Kumar, lockdown, I don't know what to do, I'm sitting at home. But I used to tell him, sir, ICAI, we members who are not short of anything. Every day morning, once I get up, I have to see which program I want to attend. We just some branch program, institute program, Telangana, some program or other is there to enrich our knowledge. Thereby, we converted that crisis into an opportunity. So we have all equipped with a lot of knowledge required for that particular, to come out of the situation, for effective utilization of time available for all of us. That is the way we thought. So why you are not able to perform when some of our colleagues were able to perform in other parts of the world? Then we thought office automation is a necessity. We had to automate ourselves. We had to see that we should be able to, even in lockdown or unlockdown situation, we should be able to work from anywhere working. That is a stage where we create the opportunity. So earlier there were days when I used to go to Delhi even for 10 minutes meeting will be there. 10 or 15 minutes I speak. I used to travel from Vishakapatnam to Delhi and come back. One night stay there, 2 days gone, and my presentation 10 to 15 minutes. So how much time is wasted? But today, this has shown us that you need not go to Delhi. You speak from your own house, that 10 minutes or 15 minutes is enough. Money is saved and my time is saved. By virtue of saving my time, even if I work for 8 hours a day, out of 16 hours I used to wait for the 10 minutes today, out of 16 hours, I'm able to utilize 15 hours for my family and for my profession. This itself is an inbuilt opportunity for all of us. So time is the value for a chartered accountant. Your time spent on a client is the one which spends the money for you. So under these circumstances, so we are already trying to reap the benefit out of saving of time. This is how I look at the opportunity which has come. As far as office automation is concerned, there's no other goal. When the bank audits were allotted, the Indian Bankers Association went to Reserve Bank of India and said, many banks went there and said, sir, this year due to COVID pandemic, we will not be able to conduct a branch audits because remote location, no movement, everything is closed down. And they said, then they were really trying to do something to give an exemption sort of thing. That is the way we went to Reserve Bank of India and said, sir, don't underestimate which article we are capable. We need not visit any of the branches. He gave us the remote location access to any branch near to, any office near to the location of the chartered accountant. We will be able to perform. That's how we started performing the remote location. The entire audit function went on very well. Nothing short of what we have been earlier here. That's how we rose to the occasion, and we started using the audit from remote location itself, right for the bank branch audit. That's how the entire thing went on. So that's why we created an opportunity there also. We performed even the COVID, the pandemic situation, when everyone was confined indoor, we came outdoor and conduct the audit. So friends, in this line of thinking, Committee for Membership Practice has come out. Now it is the time is available for you, more time is available for us, and we equip the members with more talent to do remote location audit and use the audit tools to carry with the volume that you have. Audit tool on the audit in a computerized and digitized environment is a must for all of us. There's no other alternative for all of us. So we rose to the occasion already. We proved that we can use technology. We have to continue to use technology. That is where the CMP, the Committee for Members in Practice, coming into the needs of the practitioners, and we're coming out with many audit tools for not only for audit, conducting the audit under function, but also for practice management. This is what is there. Another 6 months down the line, we are going to come out with that one. I'm sure this is going to equip all our members to raise to the occasion, use digital technology for a better audit, and so that the volumes can be carried out. Whatever the output we used to get in 8 hours working in a day, now we are going to get the same output in 4 to 6 hours a day. Thereby, you got to spare time, which can be utilized for improving our opportunities to serve more clientele, and also to spare time, good time with the parent, with our family members also. So, Committee for Membership Practice has come out with many other tools which are useful for day-to-day practice, and also certain beneficial programs. I request all of you on this occasion to go to cmpbenefits.icai.org, so that all of you should get the benefit out of the initiative taken by us. These are the initial remarks I wanted to have. I did not want to talk about anything about the opportunity. When K. Raghu is there, he's a renowned personality. The technology is, when we never knew what is technology, he used to talk about technology. I used to wonder what Mr. Raghu is talking when I was regional council member itself. He used to talk about technology. Those days there are many chartered accountants who did not even have a computer in their office. That is the forward thing he had. So whenever Raghu is, even when he became, I know when he became the president, also the very first day, I was there in Delhi when I was taking over. The very first day of the meeting was over. He came out, major initiative was introduced by him on the very first day of presidency. That's how he used to do it. When such person is there, I'm happy that we are going to have a lot of information from him. What are the opportunity post-COVID era? Say, Raghu, I have great respect for him. Age-wise, he's junior to me. But in the CA and the knowledge levels, he's far senior to me. There are so many things I have learned from CA Raghu. And when he was the vice president, I was the chairman of SIRC during 2013-14. He used to handhold with me. He used to help me a lot in whatever the endeavors I have taken. I remember when I took up a matter regarding a bidding for SIRC, it was CLK Raghu who took up the matter right from the scratch and got a sanction of 60 crores of rupees for SIRC bidding. Later on, he could not take up due to various other reasons. But as far as Raghu is concerned, he is the person. In fact, a couple of days ago, the executive committee meeting was, we were making a mention about CK Raghu, who has done so much things for the southern region. So I'm happy that he is before all of us to enrich us about the opportunities. I'm sure we are going to have a great session. With this, I stop my presentation now, and I'll again join you for a little closing remarks. And thank Mr. K. Raghu. I thank Raghu Garu for joining for the benefit of the Telangana and Andhra Pradesh members. Telangana and Andhra Pradesh may be divided because of as per the constitution. We're the same. We belong to the same state. We are, the pure state, one soul for all of us. So we welcome on both. That's the reason, the moment state is changed, everything has changed. But you look at the chartered accountant, it is still known as Telangana and Andhra Pradesh chartered accountants. That is the unity with which you work. We welcome on behalf of the entire center of fraternity for a presentation. Thank you very much. I thank the entire management for giving an opportunity to speak a little about the profession today before all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Prasanna Kumarji, our Central Council member, for his opening remarks and the chairman for this session. Now I request GC member Sia Amrit Kumar Gotaji to introduce our speaker, C.A.K. Raghu, past president from Bangalore.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, your video is on. Audio.
One second.
Yes.
Okay. It is really a great honor and immense pleasure for me to introduce today's speaker, Sri K. Raghu. He is a very good friend of mine, not only mine. Many of the Hyderabadis is known Raghu personally and having personal interaction with him. He is a versatile and dedicated personality for our profession who is deeply involved in the practice, and he holds the highest helm of affairs of ICAI as president. Even today, he is actively involved in the activities of our institute. We are really very fortunate to have with us such a knowledgeable, inspiring, and dedicated personality as a speaker of this topic on subject growth strategies and opportunities for professionals post-COVID. Here I would like to say how we used to prepare self-contently. When I was the chairman of the Institute 2005 for the Hyderabad branch, I was very nervous. I happened to address one session next day of my presidency. I don't know how to prepare and how to start my presentation. Then I called Raghu and I asked Raghu, please prepare me a inaugural speech. You know what he said? Amrit, you should be self-sustained and use the technology. And you prepare whatever you prepare. And with the help of technology, and you open that. Then I think Amazon or something, Google was there. I don't know. Google was there. So the night I don't know how to use the technology also. Then again I called Raghu sir. First time you please help me. So he said, okay, I will send the initial bits and then you fill it up and you prepare the speech yourself. And immediately, I started 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, I stood and started my speech. And by 10 o'clock, I could prepare a 3-paragraph speech. And I sent him, I again called and I said, this is a very good speech you have prepared. You start with this and you don't depend on me or anybody. From now, you prepare on this. Like this, we have even, this is the innovative thing, and I thought from the Raghu sir. So, a lot of self-explained volume about his deep knowledge and possesses for the subject, as well as volumes of work done by him at his involvement in the institute activities. He was born and brought up at Bangalore, and he completed his graduation from St. Joseph College of Commerce, Bangalore. And some few achievements I will read out, because his profile itself is it will take 45 minutes to read. So with the permission of Raghu sir, I will read out only the final achievements you made itself. So he was the institute chairman 2014 and 15. He is a fellow member of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India for more than 24 years professional standing. He is a honorary member and certified public accountants of Australia. He is a partner of K. Raghu and Company, who is a renowned chartered accountant firm in Bangalore. He said he specializes in taxation, audit, business, or some few areas, but he is expert in almost all the areas, as Mr. Prasanna Kumar said. He can talk, he can deliberate on any subject without hesitation. He is elected as the president of ICAI for the 22nd Central Council on 12th February 2014, and he is the president for the 2014 and 15. Some international achievements and international placements I will read out. He is the technical advisor of the Board of Institutional Federation of Accountants, that is IFAC, New York. A member on the board of the Consideration of Asia and Pacific Accountants, CAPA, CAPA. Chairman of the Committee of Education, Training and CPD of South Asia Federation of Accountants, that is SAFA. Technical advisor of Board of SAFA. Technical advisor to Professional Accountancy Organization Development Committee of IFAC. Member of the South Asia Federation of Accounting Assembly. Membership Development Committee of XBRL International. Mentor of New York chapter of Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. Nationally, is a member of Board of Insurance and Regulation Authority, that is IRDA. Member and National Advisory Committee Accounting Standard, NACAS. Member of High Level Steering Committee of Implementation of XBRL based data submission by banks. Member of Working Group constituted by Ministry of Corporate Affairs in the areas of corporate governance, corporate social responsibility, and other aspects corporate affairs. Members of task force in Ministry of Corporate Affairs in the Ministry of Corporate Affairs in regard to the planning budget of ministry for the 12th 5-year plan. Member and advisory committee on the mutual funds of SEBI. Member of MCA 21 stakeholders committee constituted by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs. Member of Technical Committee on Budget and Accounting Standards of Urban Local Bodies. Member of Quality Review Board and Independent Audit Regulator for the Public Interest Entities. Members of Regional Monitoring Committee of NBFCs in Karnataka. Member of Working Group constituted by the Reserve Bank of India for addressing, implementing issues on formulating the operational guidelines in the context of IFRS. Members of the RBI group to interview the norms of empanelment statutory auditors of the public banks. Member of Audit Advisory Board constituted by the Official Controller General of India, Chairman of XBRL India, Member of Government Accounting Standards of Union and State constituted by the C&AG, Member of the Indian UK Task Force, Member of the Task Force Development Public Enterprises DPE DP, member of Insurance Advisory Committee constituted by the Insurance Regulatory Authority, member on the governing body of the National Institute of Public Finance and Policy, and he is the main contributor to the startups ecosystems in Karnataka. Friends, with this brief introduction, I present Sri K. Raghu, who I can say the icon and torch bearer of our profession, and thank our president for the inviting such a great personality to tax bar enlightening to us. I also thank once again our president for giving me the opportunity to introduce a great personality here, Raghu. Thank you, sir.
Now I request our speaker, CA K. Raghuji, to address the members. Over to CA K. Raghu. Yes, please.
Yeah, good afternoon to all the members of the Telangana and Andhra Pradesh Tax Bar Association. It's indeed a great honor for me to be a part of this webinar. And I would like to thank Mr. Amrit Kumar Kota, who called me up and requested me to speak on this occasion. And he requested me that many members of the State Bar Association would be keen to listen to you, and we'll be very happy to have you in one of our sessions. So thank you, Amrit, for having invited me, and thanks for your good words introducing me to all the participants of this webinar. I would also like to thank the president of the association, Mr. Ramdev Butada, and of course Mr. Ritesh Mittal. I know him from a long time, for having invited me to this webinar, and especially so Mr. Prasanna Kumar, also our Central Council member, is joined the webinar as a guest, and I'm happy that Prasanna Kumar is doing an excellent job as a Central Council member from the southern region. And I know Prasanna Kumar for many number of years, maybe last 20 years. I know him personally. Right from the time I was in the regional council, Prasanna Kumar used to represent the Vishakapatnam branch. I've seen him for the first time when he got elected as the secretary, the chairman of the Vishakapatnam branch in the SIRC premises. And since then, I've always found Prasanna Kumar to be very active, to take a keen interest in the profession, trying to see how best he could contribute. And he did an excellent job as the chairman of the southern region. I still remember the conference at Vishakapatnam. I was the vice president of the CA Institute. He had invited us. He took such good care of us. The hospitality extended to us, the love and affection what he extended to us was really, I could say, heartwarming. And I'm so happy that he has been now elected to the Central Council. The reason why I'm happy is that I'm quite confident that Mr. Prasanna Kumar would represent the interests of the state association, both Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, very well, because he's committed. I've always seen him when he used to come to the regional council. Also, he used to get a list of all the requests for various members and students, and to straight away go to the deputy secretary's office and call for the files and see to it. He used to carry the letters in the evening. I've seen that Prasanna Kumar doing that many times. And he said, Mr. Raghu, whenever I come to Chennai, I make it a point to ensure that all the members and students' queries are, clarified and cleared, and I carry back the papers the same day. That was the kind of commitment. And Central Council is not easy to get elected, especially from Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. It's not very easy. Now that your two states and Prasanna Kumar, according as Amrit very rightly said, whether it is Telangana or AP, we consider, as far as the profession is concerned, it's one state for us, because we always seen the both Telangana and Andhra Pradesh as one state. As Prasanna will, I'm sure, will take care of interests of both the states, and he will not leave any stone unturned, not only for the southern region, for the entire country. And I've been seeing Prasanna Kumar for the last maybe right from the time he has been elected, highly committed. He's contributing quite a lot, and I wish him good luck. And I'm happy that Prasanna Kumar is also there with us today in this seminar. Friends, I've decided to make the presentation in three, you can say, verticals. Number one is I would like to talk about the present economic scenario due to COVID. Okay, COVID has been there from April. We're already moving into April, May, June, July, August, September. 6 months of this pandemic has impacted the economy in a big way. So I will be talking about how it has impacted various sectors of the country. Because as chartered accountants, it is absolutely essential for us to know which sector is doing well, which sector is not doing well, which sector has not been impacted. I think it's essential for us to know before we decide as to how we go about, looking at the growth strategies for the profession. So, friends, one of the second part of my presentation would be about the new opportunities which all of us should look at. See, generally, traditionally, all of us are into traditional areas of practice, whether it's income tax, GST, or audit. We've always been focusing on these areas, especially from chartered accountants practicing in official areas. We find that they are focusing on traditional areas. There's a need for us to move to new areas, and the institute is doing a great job in supporting us through various certification courses. So, in the second part of my presentation, I'll talk about the various new opportunities available to us. And the last part, which I feel will be relevant to everyone, because I was given to understand we have chartered accountants, we have cost accountants, we have advocates, we have tax practitioners, part of this webinar. So I will be talking about what should be the growth strategies. So this is how I plan to have the presentation in 3 parts. And to begin with the presentation, the first aspect of what is in the state of the economy. As you know, as Prasanna Kumar very rightly said, every crisis there lies an opportunity. And as chartered accountants, we are used to this handling crisis right from the time we have qualified. And we've all seen what has happened. We have seen seen how India weathered the storm, whether whether it's a dot-com bubble, whether it's a financial crash. Various things happened. Impacted the global economy. Those days we had the Great Depression. Yes, we had to weather the storm, and we were finally able to face the challenges that were created by this so many factors that impacted the global economy and the Indian economy. So what is happening is that today the fact is that the pandemic will continue. The fact is that the vaccine would take a lot of time. 2 months, 3 months is really, according to me, far-fetched. And when I'm interacting with a lot of my friends in the medical profession, they say it might take close to 6 months to 1 year to have one full-fledged vaccine that will take care of the requirements of the entire Indian population. So I think we should be prepared, all of us as professionals, that we have to live with this pandemic. We have to live with these challenges. But it is essential for us to understand how the various sectors of the economy would get itself molded in this COVID scenario. The first thing which I would like to say is that I personally feel the manufacturing sector would definitely see some buoyancy. There will be a lot of growth that will take place in the manufacturing sector. And because earlier China emerged as the world's largest manufacturer, right from 2010, if you've been seeing last 10 years, China emerged as the most biggest manufacturer, right from drugs to electronic goods to every small thing. I'm sure all of you would have, whenever you've traveled around the world, whether it's United States or Europe, whenever you go to any departmental store, you will see Chinese products being flooded in the departmental store. So literally China was dominating the entire manufacturing space. And even in India, many automobile companies, electronic companies used to import a lot of, even pharmaceutical companies used to import a lot of chemicals, electronic items from China. So the entire manufacturing sector was dominated by China, and almost they were contributing to 28% of the global manufacturing output. Total manufacturing output, 28% was contributed by China. So what really happens is that why China was preferred is that the government was giving a lot of tax incentives. Then goods were manufactured to the markets. Like the goods what you get in India used to be different from the goods, same good that's available in America. So basically what really happened is China was able to cater to the world market very well. And now friends, what is happening is that because of COVID, China is now looked at as risky destinations, and we find that a lot of manufacturers, big size manufacturers, are moving away from China. And one of the favorite destinations for the world manufacturers would be India. Of course, Vietnam, Indonesia, Cambodia, Singapore, are all competing with India. But I see a great future for the Indian manufacturing sector. We can see a lot of activity happening in the manufacturing space, and India should create a very positive environment and see that it's a viable alternative for China. And for this, the government is aware of that. The government is having this very successful. And once they give additional emphasis by creating good roads, ports, infrastructure, I think more and more, companies would, global companies would come to India. And I would like to compliment Hyderabad, because Hyderabad has been, in the forefront of creating world-class infrastructure. Today, some of the top companies like Amazon, Google, Facebook are all having offices in Hyderabad. I was reading an article recently as to how Hyderabad has emerged as one of the most popular cities in the world for hosting, providing facilities to a lot of software companies. So what is important is that the government of India should create the right ecosystem. They should try to see that trained manpower is available, and also they should try to encourage and see that the businessmen are able to do business easily. So what I would feel is that with skilled manpower available in India today, there's a lot of skilled manpower available in India, and infrastructure also is quite robust in many cities. Like we're talking about Hyderabad, even in Bangalore, infrastructure is quite good, and with lot of facilities like good roads, ports, bridges, and good ease of doing business, government policy, I see a great future for the manufacturing sector. So as chartered accountants, as tax professionals, we should understand that the next growth would be in the manufacturing industry. Coming to the IT sector. IT sector, as you know today, has been the sunshine sector for more than 20 years. And Bangalore has led the way. Bangalore has been a very right example of how the IT industry grew. Today we have companies like Infosys, Wipro, TCS in Bangalore employing lakhs of people. And today the kind of job opportunities that are there, both for engineers, software engineers, is plenty. The moment you pass out of an engineering college anywhere in the country and you're looking for a job, you're able to get a good job in a city like Bangalore. So Bangalore has created a lot of jobs in the software industry. And if you have visited Bangalore, I'm sure you have seen the kind of development that has taken place in the IT corridor. And today, NASSCOM has very clearly said that the IT workforce will continue to grow, and by 2022 it will reach 30 million. That is what NASSCOM says, and the employment would keep generating. So what I mean to say is that COVID would not impact the IT industry. Today now what is happening is all the companies have asked their employees to work from home. You ask to speak to any employee, he will never tell you, no sir, I've lost a, no one will tell you they've lost a job. They're all working from homes. Today we find that most of the software employees working in a city like Bangalore, Hyderabad, they moved to the towns and they're working from home. And the work from home connectivity, I'm sure that the IT professionals are able to serve from their respective homes. Now, what is happening is that technology is becoming critical. Use of technology, because they're working from home, they should use state-of-the-art technology, and data has become the new oil. Like how the Gulf countries became rich because of the oil reserves what they had. Today, if you go to Dubai, go to Kuwait, go to any of these Saudi, why is it these countries are so rich and so prosperous? Because of the oil that they've generated. Now, what would happen way forward is countries, data is a new oil. So whichever country is strong in all, managing data, like it could be data analytics, blockchain, robotics, process automation, would become more powerful. So IT industry, according to me, would continue to grow, well, smartly, and there is no need for any fear of job losses. That is something which we also need to keep in mind. The third sector, which I see a tremendous growth in the COVID era, is the telecom sector. Today, like all of us are, meeting and speaking to each other on the webinar. So we are all using so much of bandwidth. Like for example, 42 people are watching this webinar. So, all of them are using the bandwidth, telecom bandwidth. Companies are now allowing the employees to work from home. Again, bandwidth is being used by various employees around the country to reach their offices and access their servers to the VPN. So internet data usage will be increasing, And I personally feel that the telecom sector would continue to do well as it is doing well, and there will be more competitive plans for the consumers. And the telecom sector, we would see 5G services and all of them coming. So any activity, business activity revolving around the telecom sector would. Healthcare is something each one of us know in the COVID area will do well. It has to do well. So any new investments coming in the healthcare sector, you should encourage your clients. Let us say a client comes to you and tells me, Mr. Raghu, I want to put up a bulk drug manufacturing unit. I want to put up a diagnostic facility. Mr. Raghu, I want to put up healthcare centers, chain of healthcare centers. I think you should encourage him, and you should try to support him, because healthcare, there's tremendous growth that we can see. It could be hospitals, it could be medical equipment dealers, it could be diagnostic, pharmaceutical manufacturing. And today, what is happening is that people are keen about good personal hygiene, using sanitizers, trying to fumigate their office spaces. And we find that the personal hygiene has improved, people washing hands. So a lot of, what you can say is focus also on nutrition and wellness products. Everyone wants to, be have good immunity. They want to be well always. So wellness products has got a big boost. Fitness products also has got a big boost. And today medicines are being delivered online. You can just go to the web and order the medicines online. Teleconsulting, that let us say you have to consult your family doctor, you can get on to the telephone, speak to him, and consult him, and then you can pay his fees on Paytm or any of these apps. So what is happening is that today we find that teleconsultings have also brought in a change the way doctors look at patients. So a lot of new investments is coming to the healthcare sector. So what is would require reskilling and upskilling so that people can work in this new environment, and there'll be a demand for healthcare workers. Healthcare workers as people who manage the wards, the nurses, the entire facilities. There'll be a demand for healthcare workers. Today, you've seen the kind of shortage. Recently, in a hospital in Bangalore, when they had called for new applications for nurses in one of the very popular hospitals in Bangalore, you'll be shocked to know that when an advertisement was carried in the paper, not even a single person applied for the job interview. So there's so much of dearth for healthcare professions. So any investments in nursing schools or education in medical care, in medicine, all would be a big success. And I see a lot of investments coming in, foreign direct investments coming in the healthcare sector. Pharmaceutical exports also would increase from India, supplying to some of the neighboring nations and other countries. Already we are supplying, and it is said that 50% of the global vaccine could be supplied by India. So what I would see is a great future for the healthcare industry. So as chartered accountants and tax practitioners, we should be clear in our mind that the healthcare is something that will grow, and we need to keep this in mind. So as far as infrastructure is concerned, the central and state government today are cash strapped. They do not have funds for infrastructure development. So even though the government is keen to kickstart infrastructure development so that they can provide employment, I don't think it will be easy for them to start major projects like construction of bridges, dams, and roads, because they absolutely do not have money. Even the GST compensation, the states have been asked to take a loan, and for which many of the states have revolted and said it is a duty of the central to compensate the states. Why should we take the loans? And as a result of it, why is the central government asking the state government loans? Is that because they do not have? So I see that take a big hit. Not much infrastructure development would take place, even though a lot of works are pending. Maybe some of the pending jobs across the country would get cleared, but new activities would take time, except for projects like metros and other things that have already started. They might continue, but absolutely greenfield projects would take some more time. So infrastructure development would be slow, is what I wanted to say. I am just taking a 3-year span for a discussion today, so that all of us are on the same page. Education sector, yes, lot of challenges, lot of new things would happen. We have the new education policy that has been announced by the government. E-learning courses are becoming popular. People are registering for online courses. Chartered accountants like us are upskilling by joining online courses. Then students, whether in primary or middle school or high school or collegiate, are going virtual. They are attending the classes virtual. They're writing their examinations virtual. My son, who recently was doing his BCom examination in one of the good colleges in Bangalore, they had an online examination for BCom faculty. Was based on the internal assessment, online examination. So a lot of changes are taking place, and a lot of apps like Zoom, like CISCO-Webex, Blue Jeans, GoTo, all these apps are being used for conducting meetings. So education sector would, there'll be a turnaround, I can say. As such, the revenue would not increase in the education sector, the revenue would continue, but the way delivery happens in the education sector would change, and we would understand that a lot of new investments will come in, so that all the students who are undergoing training are having access to high-end training. Coming to retail, as you know, will continue to do well because today the e-commerce is doing well. Let us say you want to buy, a water heater. Let us say you want to buy what you can say, a jug which you want to heat water. You can buy it on Amazon. You can buy anything on Amazon today. Your vegetables, fruits, all this can be ordered online, and online shopping would gain momentum. Online services will gain momentum, and non-essential goods are not being preferred. People like, if I want to buy a tie, I'll think twice whether it's required for me to buy a new tie or whether I can use existing ties. If I want to buy a coat, I might say I might not require a coat. So non-essential, all is wearing a coat, wearing a tie, are all becoming non-essential. I might not buy it. So what would happen is the entire retail sector undergo change. Only the basic requirements like vegetables, fruits, and all would, the demand would be there. And a lot of mergers and acquisition takes place. Today, Reliance is talking with Future Retail to take over Future Retail. So a lot of investments are coming in, and Reliance is talking to all the nearby grocery shops to do a complete, what you can say, mom and pop shops, what we call neighborhood stores. They're trying to work with them so that they are able to deliver to the customers. So what is happening is that retail also, a lot of investments are coming in, and I see a big growth for the retail sector. Coming to the banking sector today, what is happening is they have already automated well, and today they have plenty of funds to lend, but getting borrowers who are able to repay on time is what becomes very critical, because the banking sector is doing very well. If you ask me, the entire pandemic, banking sector is the only sector which has opened the banks across the country throughout. Employees have been working round the clock. I wish to compliment the banking sector for the kind of support they've given to the economy in this pandemic times. Right from the time in March we had the pandemic till today, the banking sector has not closed, not in a single day the banks have closed. I think we should compliment the banking industry. Mobile banking, internet banking, all have become popular because you can sit at the comfort of your home, make trade payments. And cyber fraud management has also, I was on the board of Indian Overseas Bank. I know how cyber frauds have impacted the bank. So cyber frauds have become very important. And then the banks are going for financial literacy using digital medium. So the retail banking would get a big push because the government is looking at digital transaction. So we find that a lot of changes will take place, and a lot of investments will come in to the banking sector also, in the sense since retail banking is will get a big push. We see a lot of companies supporting the retail banking also doing very well. And now we are a part of the digital internet economy. A lot of online products and services are available, as I told you. So this particular thing is, it's known as the fintech space, like Paytm or any of these PayPal, all this financial services and technology getting together. Insurance industry would grow, medical insurance, everyone would be keen to take COVID insurance. Now you have so many companies coming with COVID insurance. In addition to normal, you take COVID insurance, health insurance also, many people would be keen. Logistics would also change. Logistics companies, like today you can order your food by Zomato, food is delivered to your doorstep. You order your food online, or groceries online, delivery takes place to your. So the entire logistics, lot of investments. So you need to understand that investment for the logistics. Entertainment industry has taken a big hit. Today, movie halls are closed last 6 months. They're not able to stream movies. no new movies are being released. And as you know, the entertainment industry in India is quite huge. So any investment being made in the entertainment sector is risky. You should advise your clients to be very careful to invest in the entertainment sector. Today, no doubt, movies are being released on the net platform like Netflix or any of these Amazon Prime on the OTT platform. So this will change. Online gaming is another new sector that will grow. Today, play poker, all that online. Online is a very nascent industry in India, but way forward, online gaming would become very popular because people have a lot of time and they would like to have some entertainment and they would like to kill their time. So basically, what would happen is online gaming also would take. So this is something just giving you a bird's eye view of what is likely to happen in the economy. The reason why I thought I should begin my presentation is with this is that as professionals, when a client comes to you and asks you, Mr. Raghu, I would like to make an investment in this sector, you should have the complete knowledge of the entire sector at the top of your mind. If he says, I want to invest in the healthcare sector, you should say, boss, please don't do it. Sorry, if he wants to invest in the a sector that is like tourism sector, you should tell him, please don't do it. No doubt, as a businessman, he's quite capable, but you should have knowledge of what is good, what is not good, what is good for the client, so that you can advise him properly. Now, coming to the next part of the presentation, which I will do a PowerPoint presentation.
Yes.
You're able to see my presentation?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Now, I will come to the new opinions that are available. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Now, what is important? Very quickly, we'll go through this presentation. Now, after having seen various opportunities in the new sectors, I think there is some Ritesh, there is some hissing noise. Is it fine? Hello. Hello.
Yeah, the voice is fine, sir.
Yes,
It
sir.
just means some disturbance is coming. Yes.
Yes,
Now,
some,
you have started.
maybe you have to unmute others, sir. Maybe you have to unmute others.
Yes, I'll mute.
Yeah, can I go on?
Yes, everyone is muted actually. I'll do one thing. Once again, I'll mute everyone. Okay. Mute all. Yes.
Okay. So now coming to the digital economy, as I said, internet is becoming all invasive. So the entire economy is going digital. Today, sitting in Hyderabad, you're able to offer services to your clients in Singapore. You're able to offer services to clients in Bangalore. So you need to understand that the way you deliver services and the way you sell your goods have undergone a big change. So we should understand that we are a part of this digital revolution, as a result of which business models would change. And I think as professionals, we should know how business models would impact the way the business is run. Today, we find that you are able to order a cab online. You can call for a Uber, you can call for a Ola sitting at home or sitting at office. All the aggregators have become very popular. So what has happened is the way business is conducted has undergone a big change. So now in this digital revolution, you should understand that this has impacted the way business is conducted. Then as a result of which we find a lot of new things coming into the market. Now, artificial intelligence is now very common. Okay. Alexa, can you play this movie for me on the television? You can get the movie on the television immediately whenever you ask for it. So, artificial intelligence is something like that. The moment you enter into your home, you open the main door, the lights in the living gets automatically switched on. All happens because of artificial intelligence. How will artificial intelligence impact our tax profession? Whether you're a chartered accountant or a tax practitioner, lot of tax utilities like today, for example, all of you use Taxman to read the books, or we go to the Taxman online portal to see the the new decisions of the under the income tax new updates from the in the Income Tax Act, or the latest decisions of the Supreme Court or High Court. But all the tax utilities will be built by using artificial. Let us say you want to know the latest decisions under Section 43B of the Income Tax Act, High Court decisions. You just have to tell the computer, can you give me all the latest decisions of the High Court on Section 43 of the Income Tax Act. You will have the AI tool bring in all the details. Credit reporting, account receivable, key analysis of key market trends and inventory, then businesses process, cost control. So a lot of reporting would happen, everything electronically, and artificial intelligence will play a big role in trying to generate the right kind of reports. Because whether it's analysis of inventory or analysis of costs or analysis of key market trends, AI would say how many number of people are buying, which month they're buying, what is the gender, whether male, female, when the sales will peak, when the sales will. So all market trends will be captured in AI tools. So this is something very important. Blockchain. Blockchain, everyone is talking about blockchain, but it's essential for us to know what blockchain is. Blockchain, what happens is that information is gathered in blocks. So the banking industry in India would be the first segment to adopt blockchain. And when blockchain comes in, everything happens very seamlessly. Let us say you go to a bank today to encash a check. You present the check at the counter. That lady goes into your bank account, finds out whether you have sufficient balance and authorizes it. Then the same check, she keeps it to her left, and there's one messenger who comes and picks up the check, goes to another counter, and there'll be a validation done for the check, and only then you go to the teller to withdraw the cash. Now in a blockchain environment, you just need to go to one counter and stand there. The entire verification, whether you have a balance, whether and one more person checking and the person giving the cash, all the roles will get merged into one. So you just go to the bank and you'll find that the authorization, everything happens in one particular. That is because of the blockchain environment. 3 different people will be carrying out the same activities simultaneously. So what would happen in a blockchain environment is that data is stored in blocks. So even if the server is hacked, since the data is stored in blocks, only the data in that one particular block would get hacked, and the entire server will not be down. So organizations can be safe about it. Cloud accounting. What do you mean by cloud accounting? Today I'm speaking from the home. Okay, today I'm working from home. Today, it's being a Saturday, so I'm able to access my office data. I'm able to access my Tally server. I'm able to access my Winman server, tax filing server. Everything is possible by shifting all my data to the cloud. So what is happening is cloud accounting is becoming very common. A lot of multinational companies have moved to the cloud. Banks have yet to move to the cloud because of security reasons. They have still not moved to the cloud. But way forward, they will do it. But small firms, chartered accountant firms also should invest in technology. They should think of migrating their data which is there in their offices to the cloud, so that once you embrace the cloud technology, sitting at the comfort of your home, you can operate on the data of your clients. You can carry out reviews with your staff. Your staff can also work from home, because in this COVID scenario, it's absolutely essential for you to switch to cloud accounting. So in case you have not invested in a cloud software, my request to each one of you watching this webinar is that in this COVID era, which will continue for some more time, and with so many new cases coming up every day, quarantine happening in every other house, you need to have cloud accounting software so that you can sit at the comfort of your home and you can carry out reviews of your clients, and you can consult your clients, and cloud computing as game. So why I'm trying to tell you all this is that you need to embrace new technology in the COVID era. Big data analytics is another new area. So for all these new areas, you need to upskill yourself. As Prasanna very rightly said, as chartered accountants, we need to keep learning. Whether it could be forensic, whether it could be big data, whether it's robotic process automation, whether it's blockchain, lot of courses are available by the institute. You should register for these courses, and the courses conducted by the institute are tuned and designed for chartered accountants in practice and industry. So I would request you to take up the courses conducted by the CA Institute. It is very good. So what is big data analytics? See, big data analytics, every organization is having a lot of information. So today you need someone who can mine information, slice information, and present information in the right way to the organization. That is what is known as big data analytics. Today, chartered accountants having the knowledge of analytics are paid well. If you see the newspapers, you'll say wanted chartered accountant with analytic skills. So if you are having analytical skills, analytic skill, big data analytic skills, you can get paid more. For this, you need additional courses to develop the skill sets so that you're able to analyze large volumes of data. So upskilling is something which we need to do, and the COVID pandemic gives you an opportunity. In fact, currently I am doing a certification course on forensic audit and fraud detection because I had some interest in forensic audit, and I've almost completed the first part of my program, and I have to give my final exam. So upskilling is something very important, and as Prasanna said, the institute has launched so many certification courses, certificate course on GST, concurrent audit, then forensic, then the IFRS. I think you should do it. Upskilling is something which I would like you to focus on. Robotic process and automation, routine tasks like punching vouchers, like your sales invoices, purchase invoices, everything gets automated. Let us say you have a sales invoice, there's a barcode. Even a guy who is not a accountant can do the verification of the punch the vouchers online. IFRS implementation is gaining ground. Today, what is happening around the world, one set of standards are being used. IFRS is something recognized globally, and today many foreign companies are keen to invest in India. And if they are keen to invest in India, they want the financial statements of Indian companies to be in IFRS format. The institute has decided to come out with standards known as Indias, which are IFRS compliant. So what would happen is you should have the knowledge of IFRS. Let us say you're the CFO of a company, or if you're a practitioner, you might have a client coming to you and ask you, can you help me to prepare the accounts on IFRS? So you should have the knowledge, because this gives a plenty of opportunity for you to consult in IFRS. And for young CAs especially, if you have the knowledge of IFRS, there are plenty of opportunities not only in India but around the world. So IFRS is something which is becoming very popular. And I suggest that people who are keen can take up this course on IFRS. So this is the big picture. More than 130 countries are using IFRS. And if you have the knowledge of IFRS, then definitely you'll have an international opportunity. And in IFRS, the assets and liabilities are recognized at fair values. So there's a scope for valuation professions also. Today, chartered accountants, company secretaries, cost accountants can become valuation professionals. There's another new area that has opened up. And appointment in companies, IFRS specialists are being looked at. As I told you, many companies are looking at chartered accountant IFRS specialization. It could be not only a CA, even a cost accountant having knowledge of IFRS would be in great demand. As I said, banking earlier, banking has undergone a lot of change. And today, chartered accounts are being used by the banking sector, conducting concurrent audits, stock audits, statutory audit, and then forensic audit of NP accounts. All this, are opportunities for you in the banking sector. Some of the new opportunities are conducting forensic audit. There's a lot of banks looking at forensic auditors. Not many forensic auditors are available. There's a huge opportunity for you. Insolvency and bankruptcy court, since we have advocates also watching this webinar, plenty of opportunity not only for chartered accountants, for other professions also, because this provides an opportunity for the banks to ensure that they're able to collect money from the various borrowers where the accounts have become NPA. And it has been noticed right from the time from 16 the code has been introduced, the recoveries in the banks have improved, and the balance sheets of banks are getting cleaned up. We see that higher recoveries are happening because of the insolvency and bankruptcy code. So again, there's an opportunity here. IFRS is an opportunity, forensic audit is an opportunity, insolvency there's an opportunity, then there's an opportunity in technology, information systems, audit, consulting. So many opportunities for you is what I would like. I already talked about forensic. So with the number of frauds increasing, now frauds are almost increasing in all corporates, public sector undertakings. We find frauds increasing, and in banks. And when frauds increase, they require the help of professional advocates, chartered accountants, cost accountants to discover the frauds try to build in the required protocols or processes so that frauds can be minimized. So forensic audit is also one good area. Technology consulting. Yes, if you have the knowledge of technology, there are plenty of opportunities. And today we find that cyber attacks are very common in the insurance space, telecommunication space. So if you have the knowledge of cyber services like cyber strategy and management, definitely I think you can be very successful. So fintech is a new future today. As I said, you are able to buy insurance online, do trading online, manage your portfolio online. So when there are a lot of opportunities for chartered accountant. So basically, friends, what is important is that we need to understand what are the opportunities that are available, and then try to see how best we can convert these opportunities to our advantage. And to that, you have to react in the form of learning. As I said, a lot of courses are available online, and once you are able to acquire knowledge, you're able to provide meaningful services to your client. That's what I thought. Which would be very important. So this is a second portion of my presentation which I have completed, which talks about various new opportunities that are available for all of you. For this, what is it you need to do? Number one, you need to upskill. What do you mean by upskill? Let us say Amrit Kota is a practitioner in Hyderabad, specializing in taxation, audit, both indirect tax and direct taxes. He should think, can I get into IFRS, or can I get into forensic? Can I get into insolvency? If he decides to get into, let us say, insolvency and bankruptcy code, he has to take up the certification courses. He has to go through the course and then become a successful insolvency professional. Or he could become a forensic auditor. So what is happening is a lot of opportunities in valuation, which I already said, international taxation. Then you're having opportunities in IT consulting. So many courses are available in the institute. I request you to please go through these courses and see if you are able to acquire your knowledge. Things like, for example, a new accounting platform like Zoho Accounting, QuickBooks, all this where entire accounting is done online. I think it will be an opportunity for you to sort of learn some of the new courses that are available for you. So number two, you should look at developing new opportunities. Yes, you are a practitioner for the last 10 years, 20 years. You should see and evaluate and introspect. Have you examined at venturing into new opportunities? Many a time we are quite busy with our existing work. We would not have thought. Let me tell you, friends, it is absolutely essential for you to identify new verticals. It could be business consulting. What do you mean business consulting? Let us say a businessman is, wants an assistance of a consultant who can help him in trying to, let us say, in COVID era, reduce expenditure, better working capital management. So whether you can pitch in and see whether you can act as a consultant to that businessman. Then startup consulting. A lot of startups are there in Hyderabad, Bangalore. You can be a specialist in supporting startups, right from their accounting, designing the workflow, processes, compliances, audit. Of course, accounting and audit you can't do together, but at least till audit you are able to support them, and you're able to help startups to do their manage their financial affairs professionally. So that is something which you can think of. You should look at getting into new opportunities. If the firm is not having new opportunities, you should try to see if you can take in some young partners who have the knowledge and try to drive this business. Or you can network with other CA firms. You might tell me, Mr. Raghu, I'm in Hyderabad. I don't think I'll be able to get new work. You network with firms in Bombay, network with firms in Bangalore, and try to see how best you can take up work from networking with others. So for this, you need to have new talent. You try to see if you are able to get people in the profession who are proficient, who are good in some particular area to be employed. Number three is digitizing a practice. As I said, we need to invest in technology. One thing which I find lacking in our profession, most of the time, that we don't invest back in the firm. Let us say we do a billing of 1 crore, and then let us say we have a profit of 40-45 lakhs, 4 lakhs a month you're earning, 48 lakhs you're earning. How much of us, how much do we invest back in the business? Hardly anything. We would like to take back the entire 48 lakhs. My request to each one of you is that you need to invest in your professional back. Maybe you need to have a much smarter office, you have good interior, good IT support, you have a good efficient disaster recovery system, good data backup system, video conferencing facility, good office management software. You need to know what each staff member is working, how much time is spending on a particular client, document management system. All this, entails additional investment. And for this, you should be mentally prepared to see that you have proper IT backbone in your office, you have good networking facility, good work from home facility. And if you don't want to digitize your practice, you will not be able to go. So the first one, which I said, initially was you need to upskill. That is, you need to acquire new knowledge. The second one, which I said, was you need to digitize your practice. And third thing, which I told you, was you need to now go for branding and communication. How you can brand yourself and try to make yourself. You need to have a good internet presence. Maybe a good website would be efficient. You can use social media. The new code of ethics permits you to use the social media, and try to see that if you can build good communication channel by maybe publishing a good newsletter and interacting with clients. Let us say during COVID, how many of you would have talked to your clients and said hello to them, spoken to them, how they're doing in business? All this branding and communication is very, very important, because if you don't do all this, you will not be able to survive. And I would recommend you to go for legal licenses of all the software, invest in a good cloud-based software, and automate the entire workflow in your office. And as I said, if you do not have the people manpower, you need to take some youngsters and try to drive the business. These are some of the suggestions which I have as far as looking at new opportunities. And once you look at new opportunity, how you upskill yourself and how you try to use that knowledge to develop new areas of growth in your practice so that you can double your income. Now, this is the last part of the presentation is what should be the growth strategy. The first one, we talked about the various sectors of the economy, how it would do during COVID times. In the second part of the presentation, we talked about what are the new opportunities and how you go about leveraging on this new opportunity in a CA firm, because most of the CA firms in the country are either proprietors or partners. So it's not possible for you to do everything. So that's the reason I suggested you have to take in some youngsters and drive the new areas of practice. Now, coming to the last part, how do you grow? Let us say you're having a billing of 1 crore, how do you take it to 2 crores? Let us say you have a billing of 2 crores, how do you take it to 4 crores? Is something which I would like to, maybe next 15-20 minutes, I would like to touch upon that. As I said, whether it's a profession or whether advocates, company secretaries, most of us are one-man show. You're the key boss. You look into office administration, you look into client development, you look into client servicing. More or less, even if there's a problem in your printer, they come and tell you, sir, the printer is not working, the UPS is not working. So more or less, it's a one-man show. So for a one-man show, what happens? Everything is dumped to him. Sir, so-and-so had called up, sir, you are not there. Sir, computers are not working, sir. Sir, network is not working, sir. Sir, there's a power breakdown, sir. So literally everyone comes to you for all aspects relating to the practice you're doing. So as a result of it, you have insufficient time. You need to update yourself. You don't have time. Because by the time you cater to the existing client, you have a client walking in, attending to the client. Client wants some audit to be done quickly. You need to focus on that. There's some problem with a particular client. You need to go to the tax department. So you have insufficient time. And if you see, generally, 80% of our time is spent on 80-20 rule. That is, if at all we spend that, a lot of time is being spent on clients which are not very productive. That is what is known as the 80-20 rule. So 80% of our time is being spent on generating only 20% revenue. That is what it means. So you should try to see how you can balance this and working after office hours. I have seen in Vishakapatnam myself, Prasanna would agree with me, even at 7:30 people are busy, filing tax returns during season. And, they open at 9, they work till 7 or 8. So that is because inadequate staff and people come to us in the last minute. So we have the practice of chartered accountants and lawyers and working after 8 hours. So what are the myths? Myths is what? Everyone says that only large multinational companies need systems. No, I don't agree. Even small firms like us need to build in proper systems. Let us say a particular client comes to you, there should be a method of documenting the client, ensuring that proper delivery of the services is made within the time frame. Let us say you're doing concurrent audits, whether you're doing internal audits, whether there's a proper system of ensuring the audits are completed on time, reports are going on time, billing is made on time. And there's also a myth that networking doesn't work. I don't agree with this. Networking does work. If Amrit calls me up and tells me, Mr. Raghu, I have a job in Bangalore, can you do it for me? That is nothing but networking. Let us say there's a job in Hyderabad. I call up Amrit and tell Mr. Amrit, there's a job for me to be done in Hyderabad. Can you help me? Amrit would be too glad to help me. So networking works is what I want to tell you. So you should be smart enough to identify various cities and try to reach out to them and tell them that we would like to work together. Can we discuss? Can we, see whether we can network with you? And networking with professional other, like for example, you do not have the expertise in GST, you should network with another chartered accountant who's good in GST. Of course, it is happening. I'm not saying this is not happening, but if you want to grow, you have to network within the city or outside the city with other professions. Because right now, multidisciplinary firms are not permitted by the institute. Prasanna would, maybe throw more light on this later. Multidisciplinary firms, cost accountants, advocates, chartered accountants, all of us getting together still would take some more time. Even though under the Companies Act, multidisciplinary firms have been enabled, the three professional bodies have yet to come to terms as to how they can make this multidisciplinary practice firms successful. So another myth is that they're feeling that we are good only in taxes and audit. I think we should break this myth and tell people, no, we're good at business consulting, we're good at startup consulting, we're good at IT consulting, we're good at forensics. There's a message that we should tell everyone that we're good in a lot of things. So most of us, the small and medium practitioners, what is it we face? What are the challenges we face? Not because of Corona, generally, is retaining the clients. Today, clients are cost conscious. Let us say you're charging a client a fee of 50,000 rupees and you want to increase it to 75,000 rupees, the client would not be willing to increase to 75,000 rupees. And sometimes it becomes very difficult for you to convince him. So many of times, not to lose a client, we tend to underquote. We say, okay, fine, we've been paying 50,000 for the last year, let me continue for the 2 years. So retaining client base has become very challenging currently. Retaining quality staff, because quality staff come to you, learn, and they push off. Litigation is another thing, because clients, if they're not happy with your services, they file suits against you. Competition from Big Four and others. Level of fees, as I told you earlier, is not adequate for the time spent in. If you really map the time spent in on a particular group of files, you will find that you're not, you're underquoting, or maybe you're not charging the right fee. And mandatory CPA. Now that CPA is mandatory, many chartered accountants find it very difficult. So what are the changes that is taking place in the CA practice? Is that traditional practice is dwindling. In a city like Bangalore, those days when I qualified as a chartered accountant in 1990, and my father was alive, Mr. Kumar, I used to go with him to the income tax department. A lot of time used to be spent by us, waiting for the income tax officials, whether it's the deputy commissioner, assistant commissioner, income tax officer, to provide the details and represent the cases for the clients and get the assessment concluded. Today, there's absolutely no need. Faceless assessment has come. So traditional practice is undergoing a big change. All the returns are automated. Earlier, returns used to be filed manually. So we find that the traditional practice is getting dwindled, because hardly you need to go to the income tax department today, and more so with online processing of tax return and CPC. The question of following up for refunds, the question of meeting inspectors or clerks to see that refunds are posted, all that is gone. And with face assessments, your visit to the department becomes zero. So what we find is that the traditional practice has reduced a lot. A lot of automation, which I already discussed, and you need to understand the client's business. The client is doing some new things, and you need to understand what are the new things he's doing. And we are shifting from compliance. Most of the chartered accountants are usually focusing on compliance-related service. Compliance-related services, filing the GST return or filing the income tax return. They're now moving to value-added services, how they can add value, and trying to also see how they can bring client awareness. Because the client awareness is very good. Thanks to internet, they have the knowledge at the same time you are having it. And what is also important for you to keep in mind is that if you're from Hyderabad or professional or Vishakapatnam, you need to do succession planning. who will be the person next after you. He should be groomed. As I said, upgrade identity already said, single window services, all the services offered in one place. Client wants you to offer audit, taxation. Even for an advocate, a client would want him to do everything. Multi-location service, they will ask me, Mr. Raghu, do you have an office in Hyderabad? Do you have an office in Vishakapatnam? These are all what is expected today by the new generation clients, and service to global organizations. Today, chartered accountants sitting in Hyderabad or Vishakapatnam can service clients in Singapore or London. It's not very difficult. Already people are doing it. Even in Bangalore, lot of our clients are overseas clients, and we're able to. So these are the changes that is taking place. You need to understand. So what is the way forward? Way forward is that this networking is very critical. Let us say Prasanna is specializing in income tax, I'm specializing in audit, I get together. Or let us say Kumar is specialized in business consulting, we three get together. Specialization, as I said, you can specialize in forensic audit, specialize in IFRS. So these three things are very important. You have to merge firms, you have to specialize, or you have to network. And that is how you can grow. So Institute is having ICAI guidelines for networking. For some reason, we find that it has not become very popular. But informal networking also is permitted. As chartered accountants, you can network with CA firms within the country, outside the country, informally also. And these are all the opportunities we have already talked about. Then merger of firms, again, is very difficult. Let us say I put in 30 years of practice, Amrit has put in 30 years of practice. It's difficult for us to come together because, I might have my own premises, Amrit might have his own premises. How do you pay compensation if we get together? What will be the scale of fees? Amrit might be charging 15,000 rupees, I might be charging 10,000 rupees for a client. So, how do you handle different scale of fees, different salary structures, and then loss of independence? Today, if I'm a proprietor, I'm able to run the business the way I want. The moment I join with one more partner, there'll be a loss of independence. Power and profit sharing mechanism. It's always a feeling that I got in more business, so I need to get more money. Personal expenses being debited to the firm. When you're individual, you can do whatever you want. Your personal expenses cannot be debited to the firm. So you have lot of limitations or challenges once mergers happen. But that is something what one has to live with it. Demerits of that, there'll be a clash of work culture. The work culture would differ of both the firms. Personality clashes would take place. Clients might not be keen once you merge and you say, no, I'm merging with so and so. The clients might get away from you. Staff might not be comfortable working in a merged entity because staffing policies would be different. I know the way the workflow would happen would be different. And personal touch with clients also would get reduced because your junior partners would start taking care. So even your fees also would increase. The reason is, the reason why the fees would increase is that since once you merge two or three firms, the overhead cost will increase and you have to charge more compared to proprietorship. The merits is that reduced overheads, and you can share your tent. For some reason, I'm not having the knowledge of the subject, I can ask my other partner. Improved quality of service, clients get all the services under one roof. So he can get income tax done from me, audit done from other partner, business consultant from other partner. And the staff can be trained better and they can collaborate better. The image of the firm will be much better, and you can handle large assignments in multiple locations. So basically, you'll have synergy in operations by having a merger. So what is it? Okay, now all of us are keen for practice development. What is it we need to do? Number one is we should learn to delegate. This is something which I've noticed among at least our professionals, where you find them doing the same thing year after year, year after year. They're not really very keen to delegate. So it is absolutely essential that you should delegate the work. Young partners or smart assistants in the office, ready to delegate the work. Once the work is done, you review it, and then you can take it forward. Create teams for assignments. Let us say you have different types of assignment. A tax audit, a separate team. Bank audit, a separate team. Statutory audit, a separate team. Your startups, a separate team. Create teams for assignment. Ensure that proper time limits are given for all types of administrative work. And then, of course, pre-printed formats, all that are, become because computerization and soft copy being uploaded everywhere, not become very redundant, you can say. Pre-printed format. Earlier, pre-printed formats were popular. Try to create audit checklists for each client. Ensure that the responsible person in your office answering to routine query. You should not waste time on answering routine queries of your clients. And try to see that you are able to improve client awareness by sending circulars and updates. That are very important. So try to have, automate your billing. Many people don't automate your billing. Please automate your billing. Spend time for reading. Reading is something like sharpening your axe. So it is essential that you need to read. Have a paper clearance week, code of conduct for the employees. Training of articles is very important. See, if you are able to spend quality time on training your staff, you should take the initiative and drive this. I think the quality of service will improve. And in addition to that, the paid staff, whatever you're having, you have quality manpower, chartered accountants, or as part of your HR team, you have chartered accountants, good paid, paid staff who've done MCom or BCom, article clerks who train well. All this will help you to provide a good quality service, and you can. So basically, to enhance client value, what is it you need to improve client value? Last 6 months, how many of you made it a point to ensure that I've spoken to all the clients in the last 6 months, sending articles, useful articles to clients, helping clients with their contacts. Your clients want something, try to see if you can be of help to him. Try to build a personal rapport with the client. That only helps you to. I've been having here practice for 30 years. Sometimes even there's a deficiency of service. If you have a personal relationship with the client, you will say, okay, fine, Mr. Raghu's office has done a mistake, I'm fine with it. So personal relationship is very important. Participate in social activities, offer your firm facilities to your clients. Let us say you have a nice boardroom, you can tell your client, if you want, you please use my boardroom. And you volunteer to attend, let us say they're doing an ERP implementation, you can attend to the client's internal meeting. So try to see how best you can, enhance client value. To improve the profitability of services that are not paying you well. Sometimes, when you do a review of your work, you realize that, why you're not growing is that you're spending a lot of time and the guy is paying you 10,000 rupees, and you realize that almost 8 to 9,000 rupees is being spent by you on your HR, direct and indirect costs. So earn fees in areas where you can do well, focus on areas where you can do well. Improve the speed of billing and collection. If the job is done today, the bill should go today. You follow up and collect your money. Try to reduce space and equipment costs so that your bottom line can improve, and try to accommodate part-time and flexible staff. In fact, we have followed this flexi staff in Bangalore. A lot of women CAs who are not able to work for full day. They're ready to work for half day. They're staying near your office. You appoint them. You're able to get quality work from them. They're ready to work for you for half a day. And sometimes with work from home being enabled, they're able to do the work from home in the evenings. So this is something which will help you to sort of improve profitability of your firm. So basically, friends, what I want to convey is that it's a duty of every professional that we offer outstanding service to the client. That's very, very important. Money would follow. Once we deliver outstanding client service, not only he will come to you again and again, he will bring more people. See that he's happy. You put in your best foot forward to please and happy. And finally, once you do all this, I think you will be able to achieve great success. Is what I would like to conclude. And thank you very much, friends, for having given me an opportunity. A very long presentation, but I thought I should use this pandemic times to reach out to all of you and exactly so that all of you can be successful in life, all of you can grow your practice, all of you can skill yourself, all of you can look at new opportunities and try to be successful, because this is challenging times. This year and the next year, let me tell you, friends, until and unless you re-engineer practice, you will not be able to do well. Let us say last year you have done a billing of 2 crores, and if you want to retain the billing of 2 crores this year or the next year, until and unless you re-engineer firms, until and unless you look at new opportunities, you will not be able to generate that kind of revenue, is what I would like to say. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Raghu sir, for your excellent presentation. Before Prasanna takes over for his concluding remarks, few things I would like to share from my side. Rather, these are my anxiety to know. Regarding networking, sir, work assigned and networking, both are different things. So I want to know what is the difference between these two, networking and assignment. And nowadays, risk-based work is increasing. Even Income Tax Act has brought in so many amendments regarding falsification of books, etc., wherein every possibility is there that tax consultant dealing with the client may face such problems. So if you guide us how to care ourselves, how to protect ourselves in such situations, because after all, we are offering services for and on behalf of client. Suppose if that client does anything wrong, it should not fall on us. And we are not investigating his personal anything. But always clients say whatever is done by auditor for anything. Raghu sir, practically in one such search case, in front of me when search was going on, questions were asked to the person whose auditor was different person during interrogation. He was answering for everything auditor knows. Even for a question, how many children do you have? He was saying, yeah, his auditor knows. So such situations may come up. So we have to protect ourselves. So kindly show us path, what precautions we can take in such situations. Thank you.
Yeah, Mr. Ramdev, to your first question, how assignments are different from networking, it is more or less the same. See, let us say I have an assignment in Hyderabad. I call you and tell you, Mr. Ramdev, can you do this for me? One of my client wants a tax representation to be done. Can you do this with me? It's an assignment. I have a one-off assignment. I get in touch with you. In a networking, what happens is that you have a regular engagement. I speak to you and tell you, Mr. Ramdev, I am practicing in Bangalore for 30 years. You are practicing in Hyderabad for 30 years. I would like to have a relationship with you. We would like to develop our clients in Hyderabad. Can we think of an arrangement, formal or informal arrangement, depending on whichever profession you are, and you have a long-term association. Whereas in assignment, it's one-off. You give a job to someone, he does the job, you pay him something and come out. But in a networking, you have a much longer relationship. That is the difference between an assignment and a networking. As far as the second question, the answer to the second question is concerned, yes, I think we should be very careful. In fact, the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India has introduced Know Your Client, which has become mandatory. Let us say a client comes to you, you need to understand your client. Today, what is happening? GST, you take GST. Today, the kind of frauds that are taking place in GST is huge. And if you've seen in the press, we see that some of our professions are being held responsible for uploading of invoices. Maybe chartered accountant or the advocate might not know that it's a fake invoice. But if the client has provided to you and in good faith you've accepted that, and these invoices have been uploaded on the tax portal, how can you be held responsible? So what I mean to say is that you need to exercise abundant caution to know your client. You need to ensure that he's doing the business the right way. And the moment you find that the client is adopting to shortcuts, if he's doing the business not within the legal framework, you should be bold enough to say, boss, I will not be in a position to handle your case. You please take it to someone else. I can't do it for you. You should have the boldness to say no to him. Many a times, we should have the courage to tell the client, sorry, we will not be in a position to do this. Only then you can survive, or else you run a very big risk of, as you rightly said, facing unpleasant situations. Clients are very smart. Clients get the job done from you and put the blame on you. As you very rightly said, when it comes to a search, when the investigation officer is asking so many questions to the client, and the client says, my auditor knows, as you very rightly said, they are too smart. The businessmen are smart. So you should be smarter than them to handle the situation, and you should be in a position to see that they don't take undue advantage of you. Many a times we find that the clients take undue advantage of the chartered accountants or the advocates or cost accountants. We should see that they do not get an opportunity to take undue advantage. I fully agree with you. I also experienced this, where the investigating officers the client tells the investigating officer, my auditor so-and-so knows, sir, my auditor knows, sir, is there. And that is something which is very common. We should be smart enough to see that the clients don't misuse our connects with the department, don't misuse our name. And if we find that client is not fitting our profile, we should say, boss, you please go to some other chartered accountant or some other an advocate or some other tax professional. I don't want to do this. We should be prepared to do that.
Thank you very much, sir.
I think Amrit had put up a chat stating that his firm is recognized by the CA Institute. Amrit, you were saying something. I was not able to see the chat. Can you tell you're saying something, Amrit?
Our firm is the first firm of amalgamation of 8 proprietary concerns into one firm now, Spad and Associates.
Okay.
Ours is the first amalgamated firm of the ICAI.
So what is your experience? You should share with
Yeah,
us.
it's a 13th year we are doing collectively, and we are 8 partners. As you said, we are some old chartered accountants, senior chartered accountants are retiring, and new chartered accountants we are being inducted.
So here Amrit has got an experience of 8 firms getting together and getting into practice, and he has seen success there.
Yeah, this is 14th year.
Okay, good. Good, Amrit.
Are there any questions? Ritesh, question?
Yes. Any questions have come on the chat box?
No.
So then invite Prasanna, sir.
Sir, I have a question, sir.
Yeah, please.
Good evening, all. Myself, Vijay Kalmicharla, Chartered Accountant. Raghu, sir, it's really nice presentation.
Thank you.
Almost taken all screenshots of your presentation. That was good. Yes, sir.
Vijay, we can provide you the entire recording.
Yeah,
Entire
fine, sir.
recording will be uploaded on YouTube.
In order to not to miss that, I took the screenshots. Sir, my question is,
Yeah.
in terms of collaboration and merging of the firms, all young chartered accountants are doing their own practices, 3 to 5 years or 10 years. What are the best fundamental rules for profit sharing or anything? As Amrit sir said, first firm in merging the firm. So I want that process to know. That should be ideal and win-win situation. There should not be any disputes between the partners.
Yeah.
So that where we are lacking, sir.
Vijay,
In terms of profit sharing, first level partners, how you are treating. After 10 years, if you are adding a partner, what is the treatment of them, and profit sharing ratio and work allocation? These are many factors. We need clarity, sir. Thank you very much.
oh, fine, Vijay. As you rightly said, this varies from firm to firm. So you need to structure the compensation package to the partners, whether the founding partners or the new partners. The compensation package is something that you need to structure it as a chartered accountant when you are, providing consulting services to various other clients. We should be able to decide, but it is achievable. It is not difficult. Today, what is happening is that and it differs from firm to firm. What Amrit has done with his partners might be different from what you would like to do with your other partners. But yes, as you very rightly said, the best way to do it is that to identify the main partners, the 3 or 4 partners who are put in about 25, 30 years of experience. They will be entitled to one level of fees. Then you'll have about 10 to 12 young partners who are joined in. They'll be entitled to one level of fees. And you have a sharing mechanism in such a way that it's a win-win for everyone. You are exactly right, and that is the way to go about it.
Thank you, sir.
I would like to add Raghu's explanation. See, 13 years back, we also did almost 2 years exercise for that. Raghu, we have taken certain advisors from you also.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here the main problem is the thinking level of the chartered accountant who wanted to join as a partner. Number one is bank statutory audits. That is only the main hindrance of not forming the partnership firms. Everybody will think that he will get 3 lakh rupees every year from the bank audit. If you have that sacrificing nature, because every 3 years we will be getting cooling period. If we can sacrifice for the 3 years cooling period, 3 years bank audit fees, and if you want to have this, because you have a lot of advantages, and it can be compensated by the other mode of audits, like C&AG audits and all. So, but only the thing is you will have to wait for 3 years, and you will have to sacrifice your 3 years of practice. We have, if you really want any of this thing, you can contact me personally, so I can tell you. As Raghu sir
Sure,
said,
sir.
it is definitely the difference from the one chartered accountant to another chartered accountant.
Thank you,
Second
Amrit.
question, sir.
We also formed certain networks. If you want, I can provide the document also.
You provide work instead of documents.
Networking, Yeah, definitely. Tomorrow you can become my networking partner by giving
Thank
such
you.
an audit.
Before Prasanna joins in, Prasanna sir, one specific question for you being Central Council member. Prasanna sir,
Yes,
are
sir.
you
Yes, sir. I'm audible.
when this multidisciplinary practice is going to be authorized, sir, by the institute?
Yeah. Ramdaji, I'm audible now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Sir, the multidisciplinary partnership, the Child Accounts Act and the regulations, it is there already for more than a decade. Somewhere in 2006 or 7, the amendment took place, whereby this is in the place. So, whereby a chartered accountant or chartered accountant firm can join as a partner, take partners, cost accountants, company secretaries, our sister concerns, the sister professionals, advocates, those who are not registered the bar council. If you are registered the bar council, that means you can practice an advocate. Otherwise, you can't practice. Non-practicing advocate, and then engineers, architects, and then actuaries. These are all the professionals who can join as a partner into partnership with chartered accountants to do it. That is already there in the act. Only thing is, it has not been formalized, whereby detailed guidelines have not been given as to implementation of the multidisciplinary partnership by the institute. Similarly, there were apprehensions in the minds of the ICSI and ICAI. They were not inclined initially to join hands.
Correct.
No, I'm not telling. See, they are also sister institutes. They are equally capable like chartered accountants. In practice, we are little ahead of our sister institutes. So there was some apprehension that if this particular MDP is permitted, probably these chartered accountants may take cost accountants and company secretaries. Thereby, that may be hit on their own practice profile. That was the apprehension. But however, we do have our own challenges within the council, among the chartered accountants also, how to implement that one. So now, this is the prevailing situation. The Act permits, even today, is already there with an amendment that is permitted. Now, what is the road ahead of this one? Now the issue is, I'll try to state in this particular forum, where the Telangana and Andhra Pradesh tax bar, so the tax practitioners is not only chartered accountant, you have got tax practitioners, registered tax practitioners, and also advocates, watching this particular thing. They are the active members of our association. So now I'll come with the news. So now, recently, this particular agenda has been taken up. It happened on 25th of August, just exactly 4 days ago. This agenda, there's a group constituted for the implementation of multidisciplinary partnerships. So that was presented to the council. Thereby, now down the line, probably in a month or so, we're having a meeting on 3rd of May also for reviewing the entire council is meeting. There it will be formalized. Thereby, in a month or so, this MDP will be in place, where you can join partnership with company secretaries, cost accountants, as I told you, advocates. Engineers, architects, actuaries, that's a different matter because you can have, but that's not the main area of the practice. But here the issue is, there are many advocates and who are watching this program also. They are doing tax practitioners. They can also join as a partner so that the larger partnerships can also be had to have by having their knowledge levels also pouring into chartered accountants profession. This is the MDP, sir. So it has not been there for more than a decade. I think in a couple of months, I think Ramdev Botaji, he has got a lot of information that something is happening about MDP. That's why he has put this question, very apt question.
You, sir. Prasanna, sir, for your concluding remarks.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I think we've got another 7 minutes to go for 5 o'clock. I'll quickly take you this presentation. CIK Raghu, our Honorable Past President, he made a very detailed presentation. He has touched upon where he started, where he ended within a short span of time. He has taken us to China, where the manufacturing industry is having a hit, and what is the opportunity for them to relocate in India. Compared to what is the advantage in India compared to Vietnam and other Taiwan, other destinations. So very lucidly he made a presentation and about the opportunity healthcare and also mergers, acquisition, retail trade, digital trading, banking, logistics development. What is happening in the entertainment industry and hospitality industry. So it's very said. This COVID-19 pandemic has taught us, savings is also important. Those of our age, maybe 50 years, 40 years plus, we believe in savings. We not only want to save our life, we want to save for the life of our kith and kin and also their kith and kin. For next 5 generations, we want to save and keep. But today's generation is different. They don't have a savings concept. But the pandemic has taught that one. That has been very nicely is presented. The savings, investment portfolio, what are the opportunities like that? And then coming to digital opportunities and upskilling. If you want to be there, either you have to perform or perish. That is the fundamental rule, not only today, for ages. So today, if you have to perform and be in the line, you have to upskill. The skill development is very, very important. Thereby, whatever the courses the institute is starting, they are very important so that you upskill yourself in the emerging areas of practice. Forensic audit, he has very nicely presented. Members, I'm telling you, forensic audit is going to have a lot of opportunities, not only for few firms. Today, only few firms are doing that. Not that others are not capable, but undergo that particular course and acquire the tools required for conducting forensic audit. It's not only forensic audit, is not only concerned investigation part, a technology part. There are so many phases which have got whereby we have got a lot of opportunity for pre-audit of pre-audit. That's the concurrent audit for non-performing assets. And also managing the NPS. How to manage it, how to control the NPS. Once the account has become a large account, has become NPA, there are so many opportunities coming up in forensic area. Thereby, all of you should have that skill. Not only that, if you do the course, the professional skepticism is very, very important. Thereby, in conducting regular audit also, that's going to give you a lot of knowledge levels to do a proper statutory and other concurrent other audit functions also. So the audit tools is concerned, the CMP, Committee for Members and Practice, has taken up the initiative. Forensic audits are very expensive. Small and medium practices will not be able to have. Thereby, those tools will be acquired by the institute and it should provide it at a nominal price or low price to all the members down the line. It will take around 6 to 8 months. I think we will do that one. That's very neatly Raghu has explained. Like that, strategies and practice development for strategy for practice development. I think like Vijay said, the entire, if you go through that one and every day till we practice that, how to deal with the client, how to brand build yourself. I'm not talking brand building the ICAI, brand building profession, that's a different thing. How to brand build your own practice. Very nicely he has put it. I am also benefited out of the entire deliberation. Then last part of it, I'll just take you through two things. One is networking. The networking, as you know, networking is already there in the institute. But there are certain shortcomings were there in the networking where it could not take off the way the institute has envisaged. There are a lot of practical issues that have come up. The implementation is not practically possible at all in certain situations. Thereby, a separate group has been constituted by the institute. So they are given a presented report as recently as 25th of August. A beautiful report has been presented on networking guidelines. Thereby, what are the questions that have been raised just now during the deliberations? We've got to answer for everything. There is an answer today. There. So see, Ramdev he has raised certain points with respect to what type of networking, what are the responsibilities, so whether giving assignment is networking, how does it work? Now, networking is coming in two forms. Initially, it is in the discussion stage where there is something known as alliance. Alliance is the one where if the 4 firms join together, they will have their own independence. But as far as taking some particular assignment is concerned, they join together. They join together, carry out an assignment. But for that, they have got their own independence. Who is the network? How do you get the recognition? Institute will record that. It will be the institute platform. This is a network containing of Prasanna, Kumar, CISCO, Raghu, and Ramdev, all these people, the SPAD, all of them coming to networking. Because to perform an audit today, you need multifaceted skills today. So one may be good in direct tax, another in indirect taxes, another in forensic audit, and so on and so forth. But all if you have to come in one platform, that merger is the route. Merger is not that easy. I'm told the CISCO Raghu has very lucidly explained what are the challenges in mergers and working together. There are so many challenges for them, right? For the compensation package, so many things. Suppose if the merger is not possible, what is the next alternative whereby the entire talent can be pulled up into one umbrella without losing the identity? How do you do that? That is a solution for that in the new networking agencies that are going to come. Similarly, there will be another form of network where real network, that means A and Co, B and Co, C and Co, and G and Co, they join together. So they are all in one particular network where the entire water audits, everything they take up will be under one particular lead form. So that is another networking. There are two types of things that are going to come. Of course, I'm not concluding saying that it's already worked, because it's subject to discussion which are going to take place very soon. Down there, another 1 or 2 months, these guidelines will be there. It will be workable solution, so where practically that can be implemented, it will be helpful to all of us. See, there will be situation, yes, rightly put it, when you, things have changed, the expectations of the chartered accountants have changed for a period of time for the entire economy, entire business, people and the entrepreneurs. What is that? So people are looking at us as a tax practitioner. That is always there traditionally. Next is they are looking at us as a assurance service provider. They audit and give a report on the accounts of the in the financial statement. That is the one. That's the assurance service provider. But today, what the economy is looking at us is they want a business solution provider. The business solution provider is the one who should have multiple knowledge, including legal, taxation, fiscal laws, non-fiscal laws, industrial policy, foreign trade policy, so many things. Everything you have to knowledge. That is where the networking, mergers, all these things I got a role to play, including, not limited to, advocates also joining our profession. One of the multidisciplinary partnership, advocates also can be partners in the chartered accountant profession, whereby we will have the legal backup also will be there. This one thing. As far as the CA services are concerned, CIK Raghu has very rightly put it. There's everyone now got automate. A remote location audit should be done. So whereby chartered account service should be available from anywhere to anywhere. I know all of you are aware. Some of many chartered account children are settled in the United States of America. So there is always a complaint to CA children settled in America. They say, I request my parents to come and stay with us for some time. They don't come at all. He's a chartered accountant. Whereas all other my colleagues in the United States, USA, all their parents are coming, staying for 3 months, 6 months, and going back. What is the reason? My father, chartered accountant, has got every month there's a due date for him. So he hardly has got any time to come and visit us. That was the situation. There is the cursor that we are not visiting. But today, you can carry out your audit sitting anywhere. You can go to United States of America, sit your children, and conduct audit. Entire audit practice can be done. That is the one which we are expecting to. That has been very nicely put it by CIK Raghu garu. The succession plan he has discussed. Succession plan is also a very good item. So that's a separate subject by itself. We are trying to get certain suggestions for a succession plan of proprietary concerns and small partnership, particularly looking at the small and medium practitioners. I think that's a discussion stage going on under the committee for members in practice. Very soon will come with certain ideas, just to give a thought, that is the thing. So I'm sure days are not far off there. We have to open up and speak. I'll tell you, here Ritesh Mittal is one person, he speaks from his heart. His lips and heart, they get connected. He will not speak anything what is not by his heart doesn't, but that's why sometimes he will get hurt when he speaks. But he speaks from heart. That's the way he should have the courage to tell. One should have the courage to tell. Chartered accountants, we do not, including me, I don't have courage to tell my client that I will not be able to do this one. These are my limitations. We get into the shoes of the client and see, I have to make my client, safe, do service to my client so that my client benefits. That is the thought process of the chartered accountants. But I think gone are the days when the client, we own the client. Clients do not own us. Like C.A. Ramdev has rightly put it, when it comes to a stage where how many children do you have, he will certainly say, recorded. You ask my chartered accountant. So that is a situation where we should have the courage to come out. So I'm sure the Ramdev garu, thank you very much. Ramdev garu is a very key knowledge partner. Wherever any program is there in institute, wherever participated, he is there. He is there in all the webinars, and there is a question from him. It's not just for sake of you log in and log out. No, he will keenly will and raise a question which will be relevant to the profession. So I thank him for our knowledge partner. Today I had an occasion to keep on seeing, even now. See, Hanumanlu garu. Such a long time I shouldn't have seen Hanumanlu for so long. Today it has given an opportunity to see him under the Rangaro, all those people, some are on the screen. It's a great opportunity for me. Hanumanlu garu doing a lot of service for the institute. Whatever he wants to, he will take it up with the central government of India. We speak at lower level, he will go to the top man in the government and represent our institute. As people are, I had an occasion. CIK Raghu garu, sir, thank you for the depth of our heart on behalf of the Telangana and the Andhra Pradesh Tax Bar Association. That's a very nice presentation you have made it. I think I have learned one thing today that take away for me to speak in other meeting. There are 3 yes. He has said, he has concluded. The last slide is very interesting. Yes, yes, yes. What is that? Yes. One is service. Another is satisfaction, success. You want to be a successful person. You should serve your client. satisfaction and level rise to the occasion, it leads to success. That's what they concluded. With the same conclusion, I too remain. Thank you very much for giving an opportunity. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, CA Raghu and Prasanna Kumar, for detailed presentation and enlightening us. And now it's the time to place on record on hearty thanks. I request CAK Adinarayana to present the vote of thanks.
Good evening to all of you. On behalf of Telangana and Youth Tax Bar Association, Hyderabad, I thank today's speaker, CA Dr. Raghu sir, for his excellent and elaborate speech on the subject. He has explained very elaborately the growth strategies and opportunities for CS post-COVID. On behalf of Telangana and Youth Tax Bar Association, Hyderabad, I also thank the session chairman, CAD, Kumar sir, Vishakapatnam, CCM, ICAI for conducting this seminar excellently. I am also conveying thanks to our association president, CA Raghu sir, secretary CISCO sir, past president CA Kumar sir, and all other members who participated in the meeting and made it a grand success. Thank you once again. Thank you. Thank you all once again. Thank you.
Thank you, Prasanna. It was nice meeting you.
Thanks a lot, Andy.
Yeah, good.
It's a special day for me to join with you, sir. It's a very special day. So many times we met. It's a special occasion we met. These are right in my diary today. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Hanuman. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Raghu.
Thanks a lot, sir.
Prasanna.
Thank you, boss. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Very nice of you, sir. Nice.